As I watched the scenes unfold before me on a movie screen in 2012, I came to realize the truth. I'm not very good at managing my money. Why else would I spend 500 rupees for 2 tickets to Agent Vinod? It wasn't that it was a bad movie. It wasn't very good, of course, but it honestly wasn't bad. It is an in-between kind of movie. The kind best enjoyed during a house party in pre-COVID times. Make no mistake, I have nothing against bad movies. Some of them are so bad that they are good. And obviously, I love good films. More than anything, however, I love those moments in cinema that are elevated to an entirely different plane purely due to the craft of filmmaking. But I have digressed far beyond I should have. Back to Agent Vinod, the in-betweener. That I have a major gripe with. It goes against not just the very fundamentals of filmmaking, it goes against everything that has led to our evolution as a species. An in-betweener. That's just being lazy, and especially lazy when doing things that really matter. Filmmaking isn't much different from constructing a building. You lay a foundation, then the pillars, the walls, doors, windows, etc. Once the structure is done, you furnish it and then paint it. If you have been lazy while building the structure, no amount of furnishing or painting is ever going to hide its flaws. That's what happens to an in-between movie. Not enough effort has gone into pre-production, the writing hasn't been polished, the set design has not been thought through. You end up getting a hodgepodge of scenes. Now it does not matter how well the actors have performed or how much of a wizard your editor is. The movie just stays lazy. If only the filmmakers had put in that extra little effort during pre-production, just a smidge more, the movie would have been exponentially better. We see this all the time in movies that may not have been directed very well, performed very well, or shot very well, but more than hold their own. Citizen Kane, that holy grail of cinema about which anything but platitudes is considered heresy by most auteurs of cinema, probably falls into that category. Orson Welles' acting isn't particularly good, the direction is okay, and the sound design does its job. But the effort that went into screenplay, the set design, writing, damn, if that doesn't add up. This is especially important today. Never in almost a century and a half of cinema has its existence been so much under threat. Piracy, independent content creators, OTTs, these don't hold a candle to the real threat that the movies today face. And the threat is existential. People have realized that life goes on without a visit to a movie theater. They have had access to some very high quality content on streaming services. What do the movies have to offer to make it worthwhile to step out when all the madness around us ends? Sure, there are big budget spectacles that need the backing of major production houses. But filmmaking is getting increasingly democratized. It does not take much to make a studio quality content today. Kids on their home computers are churning out better CGI than render farms could 20 years ago. Cheaper equipment has made it possible for anyone to shoot a movie. Independent movie makers may just turn to crowdsourcing for VFX, sound mixing, editing, color correction, etc. And these movies would be delivered to people's phones. Accessibility has always been the king. The easier it is to put your product in someone's hands, the more money you make. The world has turned full circle. Actually, no, it is a jumble now. Up is down is up, left or right have no meaning anymore. Will the studios reinvent themselves? Some of them will. Unfortunately, most won't. Because this time, it is not just the technology that has moved on, and the filmmakers love new technology. The entire business model has changed. For the first time, the main source of revenue is not going to be theatrical. It will be satellite rights, or streaming rights, or maybe even pay-per-view. But this also means that less revenue has to be shared with the distribution chain. But one thing is clear, lazy filmmaking will not survive. Incompetent actors will be found out, half-baked scripts will breathe their last, the number of big-budget movies produced each year will go down, quality will trump quantity. So I hope, of course, I could be completely wrong.